So the other day I was browsing on Amazon like I always do to see if something would catch my eye. And right when I was thinking that, something caught my eye. Now on this channel I have tried, or I have shown a lot of ways to listen to music, right? We just got our in-ears, we had our headphones, we had like the shocks, we had the clip-on ones, all of that. And I mean, I kind of thought that was it, but I did miss a product that I have seen before and I have seen videos on, but I've never tried it myself. And that's like wearable speakers, like the ones that you probably seen this before, right? Like the ones you carry around your neck. And I was kind of curious. I bought two. I bought an expensive one and I got a cheaper one. And I was just kind of curious, like, first of all, obviously how it sounds, but also who it's for, or like what you would use it for. Because the thing I was thinking about is when you use something like this, or when you use earbuds or whatever, it's because only you want to listen to what you're listening to, right? And you can't really direct sound. If you have like a speaker, you know, sound just kind of goes everywhere, right? So I was curious how something like this would work, or when it would work. So yeah, let's dive into that. But the reason why this one caught my eye is because on the Amazon website, it gave me like a good reason to use this, right? First of all, I'll start with the price. So this is 25 euros. This is the cheaper one, so 25 is absolutely not that bad at all. It even has in the title, excellent audio quality, so you know what you're getting, and 10 hours of battery life. But the thing that caught my attention, do traditional headphones confuse you? And then they're kind of like telling you why they are bad. So we got the wired headset, and it says long-term wearing can damage hearing. I mean, everything too much is always bad, and you know that goes for, yes, if you put your audio too high, it will damage your ears. Yeah, if you drink too much water, it can kill you. So yeah, I don't really see that as an argument. The next one is that head-mounted bound ears heavy. Again, I mean, yeah, sometimes headphones wearing can get tiring, but again, not that big of an issue, I think. And then we have earplug, which is easy to fall and earache. I can agree with that one. So with that one, I do kind of agree that in-ears, if it's not perfect for your ears, it won't work that well. But yeah, for the other ones, I don't really see that. But so yeah, it does have a microphone as well, so you can do calls with it too. But yeah, so that's contestant number one. Brand name, I'll check. Yeah. So this is qicheng&lys. It flows off the tongue. And then we got these ones, which are the greatly named Sony NB10s. They are, as you can see, way slicker. Like, they are very much way thinner. Like, if you compare wearing this to something like this, yeah, these are obviously way slimmer. But the thing is that these are 100 euros more expensive. So this is like 120. And this is 25, so yikes, it's a huge difference. So I was expecting, or I am expecting, a very big difference with these compared to these. So I do think that I figured out who these are for in very specific situations. But let's first start with the sound quality. So first of all, it's a wireless speaker, right? So that does mean that if you are listening to these, everyone around you can just hear it, right? So like I said, you can't tell audio where to go. It is around your neck, so it needs to be loud for you to hear it, or like properly hear it. So that also means that if there's other people in the room, they will like hear that as well. And the sound difference between the two is huge. And not in the way you would think, that for 120 you're getting way better sound compared to 25. These are by far way better sounding compared to the Sonys. So the Sonys, you can kind of see it on here as well, that the speakers, they're like at the back, right? So that means if you're wearing them, the audio is coming from behind you. Well, first of all, they sound very tinny, so there's not much like detail or no bass at all. But also, maybe they were going for like, oh, it's surround sound because it's like, oh, behind you. But it's just kind of like always like, oh, is that is the music playing behind me, or like what's going on? It's like the person behind you is listening to music and not you. So yeah, they don't sound great, and also the from where it's coming, it's kind of strange. It's kind of like you're out of the music. You're like sitting in front of someone who is enjoying some music. So yeah, if you compare that to the 25 euro ones, their speakers are at the front, so you kind of hear the music from the front and from the side, which obviously is way more immersive. So yeah, these also have way better detail, way better bass. Yeah, they just sound way better. And like I said, it's more enjoyable because you're kind of like in the music. It's like it's going like around you, right? And like I said, again, people in the room will like hear what you're listening to very clearly because it's still a speaker. But you do have that like kind of like a bubble around you. That's what it feels like. So in terms of like listening to music, it is quite immersive. But then again, like with open back headphones, you can kind of get that too, and then the music is more private, or like the thing you're listening to is more private. Obviously with open backs, if you listen for it, you can kind of hear something, but with this, it's just for everyone. So yeah, for example, I was like watching some One Piece with these, and it is kind of cool because it like your head is free, obviously, but you do have this bubble around you that you're, you know, listening, and then the voices are like kind of around you, which is it's kind of cool. It is kind of cool. So I was way more impressed with this one compared to this one. I would forget that. I would forget the Sony one, especially for that price. But then I was thinking, like, what is this for? Who is this for? If you have like so many other alternatives that are also not bothersome for other people, right? So I think for very specific people that, for example, they live alone and they just need to do calls or meetings, or people that are just like work from home and they want to listen to some music. To be fair, like if you just have a speaker, I would be like, use that. But if you also want to take the calls and all that and have the microphone, and also if you're like moving around, this can be handy. But then again, like if you live with multiple people or there's people around, it can kind of be bothersome for them. So yeah, if you live alone and you just want a comfortable way to continuously listen to something or to watch something or to, like I said, be in meetings and all of that, yeah, for 25 euros, this is what that's doing. And yeah, in terms of comfort, like it's great. I did try it with like a hoodie. That doesn't really work. It's kind of like janky then. So with like a sweater like this, or like with a t-shirt, it would be fine. I would not use it to go running. I did give it a little try, but it's annoying. But that's personal, so it might work for you. And everyone can hear your music, so it's kind of weird. So yeah, like I said, for me, if I'm like watching something, it's kind of cool. It's kind of a different experience, but it is quite hard to recommend. Luckily, this one is only 25 euros, so that is very easy, or like way easier to recommend than something like this, which is like 120. So yeah, if you're the type of person that is just really tired of anything with your ears, or like putting anything in it, around it, next to it, anything like that, this is a good option. Like if you don't want to like carry the speaker around the house with you, this is a great way to do it. And I would go for this one. I would not go for like the more expensive one. So yeah, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. Although the use cases are, for me personally, almost non-existent because I don't really get bothered by earbuds or by headphones. It did make me listen to something. It did make me listen to something a bit different, or like experience it a little bit different. So I think if I'm like watching a series or like an anime or something like that, I would gladly do it with this. So yeah, maybe not really for music, especially not going like when I'm going out or at work or whatever. But other than that, it does what it says it does, and it does it well. This one is kind of a disappointment, but oh well. So yeah, those are my thoughts on these wearable speakers. I do feel like they have a place. It is just quite niche. But yeah, if you have any experience with these, or if you're like, oh, this is what I was looking for, let me know in the comments. And if you have any suggestions for things for me to check out, I'm gonna stop wiggling this around because this looks kind of sus. But if you have any suggestions for me or like to check something out, do let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.